Hey guys, Matt here. Now, going to be doing my WrestleMania 29 review and give you some of my thoughts, and then I'm going to do my Monday Night Raw review later tonight. So I'll upload both videos tomorrow. Now, this WrestleMania was good, but I only say good because the last three matches, or the last three main events, were what stole the show. Those matches were awesome, whereas the rest of it was just alright. Like, they weren't even good. They were just like, oh, match is already over? Alright. Besides the last three matches, or the three main events, everything before it, except for the Miz vs. Wade Barrett for the IC title, which was actually pretty good, but wasn't televised, everything else was just sloppy, too quick. The endings were dumb. It's funny, because if you were to put any of those matches on mute, you'd have no idea what that storyline was. You'd have no idea of any of the build-up that they took a whole month to prepare for. You'd have no idea what was going on. Now let's start with CM Punk versus Undertaker. Now going into this match, I didn't think the streak would come to an end whatsoever. I just thought it was going to be an interesting match. I was excited to see a guy like CM Punk of this generation taking on somebody like The Undertaker. And I knew with Paul Heyman there and probably have the urn, it would be an interesting little story. And I liked how they did that. The only problem I had with the match was it kind of seemed like for the first maybe 10 minutes of the match, it seemed like with Paul Bearer holding the urn that Undertaker couldn't get off any type of offensive. He couldn't really get off any moves. It just seemed like CM Punk was knocking him around and rocking him and stuff. And then later in the match, I thought maybe the lights would go out, or some sort of, screw you from Paul Bearer, in the afterlife. Something like that was going to happen, but it really didn't. It was Undertaker, was getting beat and stuff, and then Undertaker came back, and then there was, false finishes, and then there were, close calls, and then the match got really good, and then there were some little quick reversals, and moments made me go, oh my gosh, the match might be over here. Oh, it's not. So moments like that are something that I liked. Also, something I thought was really cool was, if you noticed on Undertaker's tights, he usually has, that T and the X type symbol on one leg, and then when he did the American Badass thing, it was the T and then the devil head. Well, at WrestleMania, he had his symbol on one leg, and on the other leg, he had an urn, and on the urn it said R.I.P. PB, which is something I thought was really cool. I also enjoyed, after the match, after Undertaker won, when he did his classic, salute with the urn, he got a little teary-eyed. He didn't cry, but he was teary-eyed, and it really was emotional, because it was like, Paul, this is for you, and I really like that. Now we have Brock Lesnar versus Triple H, with Triple H's career on the line. And honestly, guys, to me, this was the match of the night. Now, to me, it's not WrestleMania without one of two people, really, Triple H and The Undertaker, because they've seen so many WrestleManias, so I'm really glad Triple H was at this one. And this match was great. These guys pulled out all the stops. You had sledgehammers, steel steps, steel chairs, and you even had Shawn Michaels there at ringside, so that was great too. And I really like how ever since Shawn Michaels retired, every time Triple H is in like a hard-fought match that, nobody's sure Triple H can win, Shawn Michaels is there. So I'm glad Mr. WrestleMania himself is still attending WrestleMania. So this match was really good. You had Triple H that at first couldn't seem to get any moves in on Brock Lesnar, and when he did, Brock Lesnar just seemed to just shake him off because he was just too big, too strong, and too powerful for Triple H. But then with Paul Heyman, getting involved, and then Shawn Michaels shutting him down, and Brock Lesnar hitting Shawn Michaels, it got really good because Triple H started to come back, and I loved how this match, had so many false finishes, so many reversals, so many F5s, kick out, so many pedigrees, kick out, and then when the steel steps got involved, that's when it got real. And then you had Triple H trying to break Brock Lesnar's arm, and this match was so good. I don't remember it all, I'm sorry, because I was excited, but this match was really good. We had Triple H winning this one, but it was a hard-fought victory and well-deserved, to say the least. Now we have the WWE Champion, The Rock, going up against John Cena. Now, I've never really liked this whole idea of The Rock versus John Cena too, because the whole once-in-a-lifetime thing essentially became twice-in-a-lifetime. But, hey, it happened, so what are you going to do? Now, I was surprised that both men came out by themselves. You know, they didn't have any grandiose entrances like Triple H did or like The Undertaker did. They were just, The Rock would come out with his belt, John Cena would come out with his salute and his t-shirt. And so, this match was good. It's kind of hard to distinguish it between last year's match because I have to go back and watch that one because I don't remember too much of it. But it seemed like this match would have been a lot like that with a couple differences. This time we had Rock being cheered by all the fans in New York and New Jersey, whereas John Cena was clearly getting booed. And then you had back and forth from both guys. People booing John Cena every time he'd land a punch, people cheering Rock every time he'd land a punch. And at first this match seemed like it was, you know, one of those matches between like someone like Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, where it'd be like, okay, Rock would try a sleeper hold, you know, get pushed off and do this move, shoulder block, shoulder tackle, and then John Cena would do the same thing, and then kind of have a standoff, you know, like, move, 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 oh, I respect you, move, 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 oh, I respect you, you know, like, there'd be pauses where they'd be like, okay, what am I going to do now to, you know, one-up this guy? It seemed like there was a lot of that, and one thing that really pissed me off about this match was John Cena was constantly talking to The Rock. Constantly. It got so annoying. It's like, really? You're really going to clearly make this into a, you know, a ballet or a play where you're going to tell The Rock everything that's going on? It just got really annoying. There were a couple of surprises in this match. You had a moment where John Cena outsmarted The Rock, and I thought the match was going to be over there where John Cena, you know, was like, and I thought the match was going to be over right there, but it wasn't, and so there was a lot of moments where it's like, okay, the match is over here. Oh, wow, it's still going. There were a lot of cool moments like that. The only problem I had with this match was it wasn't the outcome. Because of what they did, I liked the outcome. One thing that I thought was also annoying was all the reversals. All the reversals. It was like, okay, John Cena gets him into the FU. Oh, by the way, I'm going to call the Attitude Adjustment the FU because, one, that's a cooler name, and two, because that's its original name, and it's a lot easier to say. So it'd be like, John Cena gets The Rock in the FU, oh, reversing the Rock bottom, oh, reversing the FU, reversing the Rock bottom. There'd be too many switches and too many reversals. So it got kind of annoying because it'd be like, oh, they're going for it again? Oh, no, okay. After 4 move attempts, nobody gets it, and then they finally get a DDT or a clothesline or whatever. And so there was that. But we have John Cena getting one over on The Rock. You know, we all knew it was going to happen, though. There were times where I was like, wow, if The Rock actually beats John Cena again, that's going to be pretty cool. But John Cena got one over on The Rock. But something they did that really saved this match for me, otherwise I would have been totally pissed, was they had a show of respect. I like to compare this moment at the end of this match to the Rock-Hogan match, where, yeah, Hogan got beat, but The Rock showed Hogan mad respect and mad props. We got the same thing here, where John Cena won, took his belt, was like, Rock, this is your time, and gave Rock the ring, and Rock, you know, was getting cheered, and he was, thank you, you know, saying thank you to the fans. And then John Cena gets in the ring, and they talked. And for the most part, I could tell what they were saying, but I'll probably have to get a transcript of it later. But I think John Cena was saying stuff like, you know, he was being real with him. He's like, you know, I came out of my house in California, and I met you, and you're a real nice guy. And then The Rock, you know, said something I thought was really cool. He's like, you know what? You know why I came back? I came back to wrestle you. I came back for this exact moment. Pretty much saying, I came back to pass you the torch. And so, even though I'm not a huge fan of John Cena, I really, really liked that moment. And then they both walked out. John Cena was up at the front of the stage, you know, with his belt, and The Rock was in the ring, you know, saying thank you. And he got out of the ring, walked up the stage, and raised John Cena's arm, you know, giving him that time. So, I really liked that. Unfortunately, now John Cena's reign as the champion has begun. So, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen tonight tonight on Raw, and I'm intrigued to see what the landscape of the WWE is going to be like now after The Undertaker and CM Punk, after Triple H, Brock Lesnar, after Chris Jericho and Fandango. I'm intrigued because Monday nights, you know, after WrestleMania, somebody always either comes back or somebody makes a huge impact. So let's see what's going to happen tonight, guys. So let me know in the comments below. What did you think of WrestleMania? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? And where do you think this WrestleMania stacks up against all the rest? So, till next time, guys. See ya.